friends, if you have come across this reading, I have a really interesting video today. I was sent this amazing altar kit and I'm using it today for the reading, but also I'll have an unboxing here that I'd love for you guys to watch. It's an amazing altar that I'm working on today, and yeah, and so definitely check it out, and I'll put timestamps to where you can watch me unbox it and you can see everything that comes in this, and the link to buy it's going to be up in the description box if you want to get a hold of one for yourself. It's so beautiful, isn't it? Anyway, it comes with candles, a bag, stones, sage spray, the whole 9 yards. It really is a perfect little starter kit, and it compacts down really nicely. But anyway, we're going to be looking at what spirit or ancestor is around you, and what are they doing to protect you, what message do they have, that sort of kind of reading. So we have 4 different groups here to choose from, and it's number 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have Dorothy Morrison oils on top, if you're wondering what those are, and I use them a lot in my workings, and she has wonderful oils and candles, but you can use the oils. They just last a bit longer, I think, and you can turn them into sprays, you know what I mean, as well, so depending on the properties that you need. So if you are interested in those, you know, you can find them all over. She has a website. There's Coventry Creations, I think, and then Amazon. But my mom's always used Dorothy Morrison stuff and for such a long time, and so therefore I always have too, and I think she's a wonderful, interesting person. So anyway, yeah, so definitely meditate on the cards, see where you're feeling drawn, and I will go ahead and see you in your reading. So if you choose, you know, group 1, 2, 3, or 4, you can find those timestamps and get right to it. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello my friends, you've reached the unboxing part. Well, kind of. It actually came really secure. I was shocked at, first of all, how quick it came, but also like how secure it was, because I had seen in the pictures that I had this and I'm like, oh, how are they going to ship that without breaking it off? No, they're super secure, super good quality, man, for real. And yeah, so you can open it, you open it up. You can't exactly see from my position. Let's see if I can bring it out a little bit. There we go. There we go. And you can open it up and extend it all out. And look at here, we have here, Oracle. The divine instilled in you is being filled with life force and energy. There are challenges, but the divine is always there to bring you your path to fulfillment. And here we have Heather and Rhea. Thank you guys so much for this. So, and then we have this little instructions here. So it can say, open the altar and unfold the table, lay out the altar cloth and devotion guide, place meaningful personal and spiritual items on your altar and set intentions, cleanse your sacred space with the sage spray, light the candles, balance your energy and retune your chakras with the healing crystals, state your affirmations, access guides of our higher power. And yeah, it has all this. Oh wow, see, and look at here, there's a lot of information. The altar is made with natural bamboo. It has 2 drawers for storage where you can keep personal sacred items. It has clear quartz crystal handles, which is known as the master healer. Clear quartz crystal is also a power stone that absorbs, harmonizes, and amplifies energy. It's universally designed to help build your practice. Your altar, yeah, that's interesting because it can kind of work for any sort of practice, honestly, you know what I mean? Depending on how people practice, I think it can really fit in different areas of practice. So yeah, it says here, universally designed to help build your practice, and your altar can travel with you. It comes with a canvas carrying bag. The altar cloth is made of 100% natural hemp cloth, perfectly fits the altar tabletop. There's also sage spray, which cleanses and purifies your space from negative energy. Smokeless and convenient way of smudging. Actually, yes, you often see, I don't know, especially for those of you that have personal readings with me, I use spray. I used to use sage spray that I actually got from my Reiki teacher, which I ran out of, but I use Florida water a lot of the time, but sage spray is awesome. And I'm the same. My family's very sensitive to smells. And so I'm not, but they are, and so I usually try to respect them by not burning sage or sweetgrass or things like that. Sweetgrass doesn't bother my husband as much, but, you know, anyway. So, yeah, we have the sage, and then there's, of course, soy wax candles as well with added eucalyptus mint scent for aromatherapy. Beautiful. And then all the crystals. So let's open this up, because I've been, like, saving it to not open it and see what's in the drawer so I could open it on camera. Let's see here. So this must be the altar cloth. Oh my gosh, how beautiful. Look at that. Oh, and it fits right over there. Okay, let's see here. And now this is the big drawer. This is the big drawer. Oh my goodness, these little candles. I can't believe how everything fits in so perfectly. It's like they fit so much in here. I was like, where is everything? And it's all stuffed in here. All very like, there's the sage spray. We'll put that right there so we can get that bump down. That's the one thing about linen. It always takes time to kind of iron out. But I'm surprised actually it's not wrinkled as much. Because I don't know, I always have a problem with that when it wrinkles. And then it's like frustrating. I'm like the worst ironer in the world, which it's funny because I'm a quilter. So you'd think I'd be better at ironing. I am not. Oh, here, beautiful. We have all the crystals here in this bag. And let's get this. There's the canvas bag. Oops. This is a really like nice quality of wood too. I'm surprised because I have it's like another box, and my husband uses it for tarot readings for himself, and I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it's much like poorer quality of wood. Look at this canvas bag. Oh my god, it's so cute. I even can use this for like grocery shopping because we're gonna have outlawed plastic bags soon here. So that's a really good quality bag as well, and it would fit in there. It would. That's crazy. I love this. How beautiful. Let me see. And see, I have a lot of magical items for myself. I have a lot of things I can put in here, including crystals, but also like I have my magic spray. It's for like luck, prosperity that I mix, and my Florida water is an example. My smudge sticks could fit in there as an example too. In fact, actually, like my sister's class ring, I could totally keep that in there. Like little mementos from my ancestors and my loved ones that have passed over that I like to keep on me. In fact, actually, let's see here. See, I keep a lot of things on my, like, see my grandmother's picture? And I have another grandmother that I could even keep on here too. And I just haven't got them all all the prints out yet. My grandfather. Those are my grandparents on one side. But I have actually, I'm like super into my relatives, so. In fact, I actually have my sister's picture right here, who passed away. Yeah, I keep it here on my desk. So that's really cool. I love it. I'm actually going to try to find something maybe like maybe there's like a little picture frame that would have many little pictures, and I could do mini sizes of my family and put it on the back side. That would be so cool. There's so many, like it could be so versatile. And one thing I would suggest, let me see here. One thing I think I would suggest, or what I would want to do, is maybe I'm going to make myself like a custom tile to put on here so that if I burn a candle, it's a little bit more fireproof. Because sometimes I burn candles that are a bit more, here, let me show you. Sometimes I'll burn candles like this. This is like Everything and Then Some by Dorothy Morrison. And I got this in her birthday box where she pulls cards and she gives you items you think you need. She does it on her birthday in May usually, but this year it was July that she did it. And, oh man, yeah. I have a lot of her oils, or I'll use her oils for, you know, just plain candles. I'll just buy some like at the dollar store, maybe poke holes in them, fill it up with oil and stuff like that, whatever is going to help my working and all that stuff. And then look at this. I could even have a place for my beautiful Aphrodite. Put some roses on there. You can't really see Aphrodite here, but she's here. One of my subscribers got this for me, and I'm a big follower of her, so I always have been. I assume it's my Venus in the ninth, because ninth house can be our God, or you know, it's actually the house of God. So, and I have like the moon and Venus there, so of course I like female energies. And to me, God has always been a gentle spirit kind of force, you know, rather than, and not just always feminine. You know what I mean? Because I believe in kind of like, I'm open-minded, I would say. but I've always had more of a nurturing view of God. Anyway, which makes sense with the moon and you know, Venus and stuff there. But yeah, so it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. Thank you so much, Rhea and Heather. I'm so blessed to have this, and it's so funny because I was like manifesting actually, because I often get requests to review items, or like they'll be like, can I send you this? And I've had some really weird ones like underwear, nail polish and stuff like that. Nail polish isn't too weird because you know what I do, but you know, oftentimes I just don't ever pay attention to them because they're just not maybe something I think you guys want to see. But this is like, and plus maybe something I would use or whatever I need. And so I'm not like greedy just to kind of do a review. And so I've turned a lot of them down, but, or not, you know what I mean? But this was like, I was like, man, universe, send me something actually that I would want to, you know, use or share with people. And sure enough, there comes the email, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, thank you so much. What a blessing. And I hope that everyone here, you know, maybe they get some inspiration for their own altar. But I hope everyone here is blessed and happy. And once again, thank you, Rhea and Heather, for this. And I'm really excited, really, really excited to use it. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to be doing a reading now, and I'm going to mix it in with this video. So yeah, let me reset up and everything. Hello, my friends. So you've chosen the first group here. This is the Come to Mama oil that you got. So I kind of wonder if some of you might have intuitively been drawn because you've lost like maybe a mother or a motherly figure. But anyway, Come to Mama oil is really just about bringing abundance towards you. It's sort of an amplifier for that. So anyway, let's see what the cards say and which spirit is around you. So we have Temptress showing up. And by the way, if you are kind of curious as to what deck I'm using, I am using one I funded on Kickstarter. It's the Embroidered Graveyard Oracle. And I think I'll try to find out if you can purchase it other ways. I'm sure that it's possible, so just in case. We have the Temptress card. Now, what's interesting about the Temptress card is that it represents the idea of flirting with disaster, or a spirit who is taken before they were ready. So this could have been someone who passed away in an accident, or perhaps like in a very unexpected way, essentially. Because here it says, Temptress reminds us that death isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's not blood and battle, but instead it's the romance of adventure that is thrilling but can turn quickly deadly. As you stare into the setting sun reflecting, it's easy to be lulled into a false sense of security. What looks calm and golden in the afternoon, sun can become dark and dangerous in a matter of hours. Navigate these waters carefully, or an irresistible salty kiss is the last thing you'll ever taste. Your skull resting at the bottom of the ocean, heaped with the other souls that were led astray at sea. Your guides are warning you to be alert. I don't feel like this is I'm more trying to talk about the person who's with you, or like the spirit. Essentially, this is sort of like the idea that somebody maybe had an unexpected, maybe there was indulgence, maybe there was a little bit of a flirting with disaster kind of thing. Maybe they were not being careful in some way. Okay, so I think that's going to be one of the main messages, by the way, for this one, is that the person that's around you perhaps just didn't, it wasn't unexpected. It's like the storm came so suddenly. So again, even if like the death, it could be like, you know, they passed from cancer and it just came on so suddenly and it's like you had a month left, or, you know, it's like that sort of thing. Okay, so tell me more about the person, the spirit that is around. We have Otis, fearless, justified, and resistant, she who resists. That's really interesting about fearless. So again, the spirit may have been a very fearless person for some of you. Like maybe they, again, kind of got into this sort of bad situation, maybe because they were always just sort of brave. But we also have resistance, so and justified too. So for some of you on the other flip side of things, it could have been someone who was very resistant, fought very hard as much as they could in their life, or, you know, maybe right before death as an example as well. A resistor. And again, Temptress, even as like an archetype, is someone who's kind of like, you know, resisting a little bit, being maybe a rebel or something along those lines. Sorry, I read light and then I said light. She who brings light, serenity, and beacon. So I feel like the spirit is probably also much different than they were you notice that the dark to the light, this, I think somehow the spirit's in a very good place, and emotionally, mentally, like they are full of light and peacefulness as well. It's interesting about the beacon. So in some way, this, I feel like the spirit is probably watching over you and also many others, trying to sort of be a beacon of hope, especially if you're having some sort of turbulent time, some sort of competition, some sort of battles in your life. Let's see, what are they being protected from by the spirit? She who sees, Makita, observe, perceive, and scrutinize. So that's a really interesting message. What are you being protected by? Things that you don't see, by things that they're able to observe. Maybe it's conversations that are being had behind your back, or situations that you're even unaware of. You know what I mean? Like how kind of things happen around us and that we are not aware of. And it's like there's sort of a scrutinizing effect, sort of like, I see what's going on. I'm going to protect you from this. Yeah, Four of Swords. Yes, all the things that you're sort of taking. Maybe for some of you, it's actually something you're taking a break from right now. We have the King of Swords. We have the Six of Cups. As well, we could have a masculine energy coming forth here from the past, from the childhood, that's been resting a long time, by the way. We also could see a reunion that they're trying to sort of enact. For some of you, if you are trying to reconnect with somebody, it's like they're trying to bless this, sort of, I want to say, or protect you from this person at this time, depending if they're not ready for some sort of reuniting. They could also be protecting children. Let's see here. Oops. Dang it, of course my cards fell out really awkwardly. Yeah, we have the Ten of Wands. Heavy burdens. This also might be that somehow they try to watch out over you with government cases or things that are kind of more like taxes, or things that are more like, gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Court cases, taxes, law, like as an example for some of you. It may be like that they're sort of watching out over that. They may have even helped somebody find some sort of employment, or they're trying to help you find employment as well. We have the Lady of the Lake, absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is probably a feminine, okay, energy coming through. But for some of you, it could be a masculine. If so, this person probably passed in childhood, okay, or when you were young, or there was a connection when you were younger, as an example. Okay, we have the Swan, trusting the psychic gifts and transformation. Again, this person has had a total transformation. So if they were kind of like in life, it may be that in some way with a Temptress, that maybe we had somebody who flirted with disaster, didn't really live a safe life, wasn't always like, you know, on top of the ball when it came to taking care of themselves. But I feel like we've definitely seen a big change in this person. In the afterlife, they've become more aware of the truth, perhaps, of a situation too, because sometimes people pass away and we're not aware if they know the truth of a situation, or if they see, and it's like, this is sort of like, yes, they see everything now, they see the error of their ways, perhaps for some of you, or they see, you know, that sort of thing, and it's like they mostly just kind of silently protect you. They will send gifts from time to time with the Six of Wands, maybe like sort of emotional reminders, sort of like you see their favorite show on TV, or you hear their favorite song, or it's sort of like very tapping into your emotional connection to them. Okay, so that sort of thing. It's not, it's like sentimental. It's not necessarily like a tap on the shoulder with this one. So we have the card Surrender as well, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to talk about that one, because I also had pulled this card out as well. So this is about the fates, and in the Greek pantheon, they are believed to control the life of every mortal on earth. With a smile, they clutch at the thread of life, each of us having an individual thread which differs in length. Seeing all that has and all that will be, they alone know when it's time to cut the thread and end the life. Regardless of our individual beliefs of deity, Greek or otherwise, there's no denying death's inevitability. Our time is infinite, and life is a roller coaster, and we must all surrender to its twists and turns. Again, kind of that implication that there were twists and turns, like something unexpected here. Now, the message here from the Spirit is stop. It's mentally exhausting trying to plan every minute of the day. Let the fates do their job. You can thank them later. Your guides have something set in motion that is for your betterment. Please have trust in them now. Breathe, surrender, and let go. The time for your spiritual leap of faith is now. It's very freeing to let go and see what we have little control over in life. And that control itself is a man-made illusion. An illusion which is exhausting to keep up with. When we let this go, we free up mental space for the things that we can't control, and we remove mental friction for the things that we can't. And it says here, no amount of force, hustle, and grind can conquer the inevitable. At some point, we need to stop and let life take its course. Controlling life down to the very minute is exhausting. I promise you, you'll have more fun if you, instead of fruitlessly trying to micromanage it, you just decided to go along for the ride. Life's a road trip. Sometimes we have to go off course a little to let the adventure happen. So definitely there is a message of like surrender. And that doesn't mean that you like give up on things, but perhaps doing things because you feel good for it in the moment. It doesn't become like some sort of burden that you're kind of like trying to like maintain. As an example, it's like, yeah, I don't get the sense of like, oh, you need to quit something or you need to let something go. Sorry, I'm just going to try to get this deck over here. It's more like just come to it with a lighter energy if you can, whatever it is, whether it's like whatever's kind of, holding you down the most. And knowing, like, we have a lot of cards of transformation, even the Swan. And the time is coming. The time is coming when things will shift, okay? And it's like, you can't really, again, control the outcome. Whether you're trying to bring in love or trying to get that job or whatever. And oftentimes when we least expect it is when things happen. So whatever's been fretting, you've been fretting about, you've been worrying about, definitely you have that message to let it go. Any other message here or heads up that needs to be given? Yeah, there will be sudden improvements. Look at that, sudden wealth came out. We have distant horizons, imprisonment, and sudden wealth. So whatever you are kind of, there will be a weight lifted and the door will be unlocked here in your life. Whatever sort of, and they're working behind the scenes for you. The Spirit's looking out for you. And I really do feel like they interact like somehow energetically with different situations to try to change course or, and some of it's like, things that you don't even see. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even, it's like little threads that sort of come together that you're not even aware of that would be part of the process. You know what I mean? Like meeting the right people or letting the right people leave your life, or the wrong people, actually. Yeah, look at that. Radiance. Keep your head high and follow the sun. So essentially just following your happiness, your gut feeling, your soul's calling, and, keep going along. And yeah. Wildflower. Live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing. So this is like taking yourself out of a prison, or whether it's a prison of doubt or literally getting yourself out of a stuck situation. Maybe for some of you, this is like, yes, move, because it is going to free you in some way from this. We have sort of this uncontrollable life, right? Showing up with the wildflower. And of course maybe there's like, you're a wildfire. You're a wildfire. Maybe you're a wildfire. Maybe you guys have some fire signs. Or maybe you are like a wildflower and they want you to accept that, embrace it, and not try to live in a box. You know what I mean? As well, maybe there's encouragement for you to kind of reach out of the box and be different. To be like a little bit of a wildflower who, doesn't necessarily grow under specific conditions. You know what I mean? Like can grow in like different places. So there's definitely that message of support. And maybe in some ways, you have some qualities that are similar to the person who passed. But yeah, that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose this group. I really hope that you found a message for yourself. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. Did you feel like you connected to this reading? And if not, you're welcome to go back to the beginning and try a different group. Pick a card readings. I always kind of say this, but it's true. They are very much an intuitive practice. And so, of course, I'm reading the cards, but it's not me who picks the pile for you or picks the group, so if you're not seeming to connect with it, of course, you can try a different one for sure. But anyway, lots of love to you guys. I'd love it if you guys join me as a member on the channel, and you can do that by clicking up above somewhere, and you get extra pick a card content and stuff like that. And there are 3 different tiers, but if you don't want to, I'll keep making like the same content as always, so don't worry. Yeah, I know I took a bit of a break in July, but with my other sister's passing, it was a little bit of a rough time, and COVID and all that stuff. But I'm back. I'm back. But anyway, I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful day. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 2 here, this is going to be a reading. You've chosen the Wicked Witchin oil. This can help increase magical spell work if you're into such a thing. But you can find all the oils, meanings, and properties and stuff like that online if you're interested. I was just kind of using them as a visual. So anyway, so what spirit is around you? Let's find out. I'm actually going to cleanse the area real quick again before I begin. Okay. So let's see what we have. We have Companion. This is the spirit of a cat coming through. So, guys, you have a cat spirit around. Now, it could be that you have a past cat, or one of your ancestors was a big fan of a cat, or had a pet cat that was very important to them and has sent them to kind of be a companion towards you. Okay, to kind of take care of you. Okay, so that's how this is definitely what's coming through. Let's see a little bit more. It says here, the spirit of a cat is with you now. This could be a pet of yours or someone you know. It could also be the spirit of someone living or past who is very independent, a born leader, and maybe perhaps a little bossy and stubborn at times. Yep, this is a very independent kind of spirit here. Interesting. So let's see a little bit more. So of course, if it's maybe there's no possibility that it's a cat, it could be somebody who had cat-like qualities, sort of independent, right? Tell me more about the spirit or ancestor that's around. That's so funny. This card came out in the first group as well. Audas. Fearless, justified, and resistant. She who resists. A very resistant energy. So this could mean that there was a resistance before the passing, that they were, holding on for a long time. Maybe they held out, lived a longer life than usual, especially if it was a cat, or they kind of fought and held on in general, even if it was them going too soon. We also have Manatili, powerful devotion, true worth. Look at that. Look at what she's with. A wild cat. You guys, this is a cat spirit for a lot of you. This is definitely, we have a devotion here to you, loyalty. So this is one that makes me want to cry, but I'm not going to cry because I'm going to be really brave about this. I don't like doing past spirit readings. That's why I don't do mediumship, because then I'll just get sad. Oh, here we go. She who hesitates, Mora, ponder, delay, and confidence. So I feel like one of the things that this cat spirit wants you to do is to kind of take charge of something in your life right now. Okay, that's what I feel. With she who hesitates, ponder, delay, and confidence. Now, first of all, I actually want to read the rest of this message because this is really interesting. So in the book, which is the Embroidered Graveyard, in case you're wondering, the archetype of the cat greets you today and asks you to go your own way. Don't follow blindly or react instantly. Take your time and think your way through this one. Give yourself the gift of doing the things that you've always wanted to do, whether you can find a friend to come along or not. Remember, you're the CEO of your life. Use, and then that's a different thing. It's if you want to use a spread. And this can also be, it says here, it's not a bad thing to be dependent on others. None of us grew up in a vacuum. We have all helped and hurt and been helped and hurt by others. However, we can sometimes become too dependent. Learning to distance ourselves when we need to and provide for ourselves can be incredibly empowering, and Companion wishes to teach you how by learning from the archetypal energy of the cat. And more so, it's how can we, for some of you, there's definitely that message of like delay. Think about this, you know what I mean? But don't delay so much that it's from a lack of inconfidence where you're fighting a fear. This is about, knowing when. I was just having a discussion with a client and a project got kind of put off, right? And, it was sort of like procrastination, but it actually was for the right purpose because there was a reason for the procrastination. And sometimes we have these sort of delays, and it's coming from like an inner knowing that maybe there's some sort of roadblock in the future. But there's also the hesitation that is kind of coming from a place of fear, like maybe we're afraid to take the leap. So there's an interesting message here, I feel, coming around. But let's see. Tell me more. But this is definitely a very devoted animal. This is like a spirit that still has devotion, still has loyalty, and is actually quite a powerful presence in your life still as well. Where shall I start? I'm going to use this one. Okay. What message does this kitty cat have? This kitty cat. So we have the deer, gentleness and diplomacy, number 22. Oh, that's so funny. The swan, transformation, trusting the psychic gifts. This came up in group number 1 as well. How weird. Okay. So what's interesting here is, first of all, it says trusting the psychic gifts. So there's a desire on your on this spirit's part for you to trust your own psychic gifts. So in fact, actually, that's interesting because I feel like some of you might have moments where you're like, I knew that and I didn't honor that, or I kind of felt like there was something else, but I wasn't honoring that and that knowing. And so I feel like some of you are actually, you have a lot of like, you know how cats have these like senses? It's like you have your own senses, and they're definitely encouraging that sort of sensing, or enhancing these senses, or tapping into them more, building upon these, especially if you're newer, but also trusting them, trusting yourself in your senses, essentially. There also, of course, a gentleness and diplomacy. Maybe like here when it talks about taking some time to think something over, this might be about, hey, see if you can find a diplomatic approach to this situation. If you are feeling kind of angry about something, it may be like, hey, let's not scratch them. Let's maybe just kind of find a better way to go about this that's healthy for everyone involved. I don't feel like that message is for everyone. It's going to be more specific. Now we also have the card perspective. And what's funny is that this card, I think, even comes under the animal companions. Oh no, maybe not. But anyway, okay, perspective. It says when this card appears, it's saying that the fae are close and wish to work with you. It could also be the energy of a lighthearted deity that enjoys the hedonistic, partaking in alcohol and other substances like Pan or Dionysus. You don't have to consume these substances if you do not wish to. You could try shamanic dancing or create a fairy garden to honor the deity that has come to greet you. And it says here, it's time to elevate to a different mental vibration. Spirit can help you, of course, but so can the world around you. We see plant magic as this mystical and sometimes scary path. You know what's funny, actually? And I just had this feeling. I'm going to stop here and just say it. Oh, wow, I see a hawk outside. Anyway, right outside my window. Anyway, so maybe some of you will receive messages that way, but one thing, and it's so funny because birds, when they do this, it's like a higher perspective. They're scouting for something right now out in the sky. Oh my God, this is so trippy. I never seen one out this window before. So it's like, and this is card of perspective. So I feel like for some of you, there's a situation that you need to gain like a higher perspective on before acting. But the other thing that I feel here is that maybe for some of you, you may do well to make your own blends of like teas, or there might be some sort of enhancers that you can use for yourself as well. Kind of like a cat has catnip to make it crazy. I'm not saying like to go do anything crazy, but like maybe there are like tea blends or something like that, or something that you can like use in order to tap into some sort of abilities or to enhance them in some way or to help you. Okay, anyway. And it says in many ways plant magic has been made mundane. There's just some parts of the path that we don't use as often. Explore these, research these, ask yourself, what salve do you need in your life? Make these salves. Rituals and cures are part of the mundane life, just like your daily coffee. And this can be about actually looking a lot at what you eat and what you're putting in you. Plants are nature's miracle workers. They heal, relieve pain, provide food, can cure almost anything, and even heal the planet with ozone, restoring oxygen. And so I don't know if some of you are interested in plant magic or something like that, but that's definitely a sign if you are. Again, maybe you're going to come across something, this, spirit's going to bring you in touch with something that actually will help you, whether it's a skin condition or, maybe like you're having insomnia or whatever ailment. I feel like you're going to come across something and check for the signs there. It'll be a very like gentle nudge. Yeah, something new. If you've had a new cat in your life or a new pet, if you are having, okay. So if you've worried, some of you, if you've had a pet pass along or like maybe a pet or an animal and you're kind of wondering, are they like jealous of my new pet? Like I kind of feel like this is a betrayal. Specifically for those of you that are worried about that, this is like, no. It's blessed, it's fine, don't worry about it. For some of you as well, let me see here, what other message do we have? There could be a new one coming into your life too. Interesting. There could be a really nice offer coming in from somebody. Somebody could be giving you some sort of money or a gift or some sort of gesture of kindness, and you may not even see it coming. In some ways, it may feel like a wish fulfillment or something like that too. And again, this would be something that's sort of guided. Yeah, and this may solve a problem that's like quite difficult. And again, there's that loyalty. Look at the dog. His owner doesn't have a job. No one's hiring. Everything's difficult. And look at that. He's by the side. Still there. So there's definitely that hint of loyalty coming here. That this animal spirit's still very much around you. Actually, this spirit in particular may steal things, take things. Watch out for things that go missing. For sure. I also feel like somehow there's like some sort of help in your love life. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's like there's something there about love life, but I don't know. Okay, for the love message coming through, what is this? Changes. There could be new directions. Maybe if some of you has to do with like a marriage or something like that, or some sort of official status change. Some of you may be headed towards something more official in the future. Yeah. Again, this could be like whether you're getting divorced or you're going through any sort of change in relationship, whether it's getting married, getting divorced, finding the one, that sort of thing. It's like you're very much, that could be on the horizon here. There also could be like a signing of contracts or some sort of agreements between you and another, like you and a romantic partner, or maybe like some sort of like creation, like maybe you'll create something together or do something like that. But yeah, we have that definite message of remaining somewhat calm in situations, understanding that delays are probably for the best. There's a reason why they're being delayed, is one thing I'm really getting. And it will all work out. And this spirit is very much around you. And, a big part of your life, actually. Let me get one more card and then we'll sign off here. Yeah, she who remains. Potential. The littlest key can open the heaviest door. Yeah, I think the spirit wants to tell you, like, you may think I'm small, and you might be like, I'm just a cat, but I'm like way more than that. I can do more. Powers are strong. We have wallflower. Look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. That's interesting too, because even if you're in a really stuck, shitty position somehow, like maybe if it's like the littlest key can open the heaviest door, look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. This is really interesting because it can talk about situations that are kind of like difficult. And even if you think you're in a very narrow spot right now in some area, you can still persevere. Here and somehow you can still kind of overcome. So even if you think you're in between a rock and a hard place, remember there's still a gap between the rock and the hard place, and you can still come out on the other side. You know what I mean? Because look at that. You think about it. It's like I've looked at that recently on my front driveway, and it's like there's like that gap that exists, and there's all these like plants growing through them, and I'm like, how the hell did they do that? Their roots must be very shallow. But again, maybe that's part of it too. If you think about a cat, they're very agile, and again, they don't keep very deep roots, and they're very like kind of, you know what I mean? So again, I feel like that there is going to be some sort of growth in a very difficult situation, and the spirit's definitely really watching for that. And do know that if there is hesitation, there's for a reason. You have spidey senses, and there may be bigger reasons that you don't know down the road as to why something's delayed. It might be because like you'll realize it when it's all said and done, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I see why that didn't work out, or that wasn't going the way I wanted, because it was actually a way better deal. It turned out way better than I expected. In fact, actually, if it would have happened at that time, it wouldn't have worked, or it wouldn't have been the same, or you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm wishing you all the very best. I really hope that this reading was helpful and insightful, and I hope it found the people that it needed to find. And if you want to, you can join as a member on the channel, and you can do that up above. And there are 3 different tiers, and you get extra content with each different tier. And so definitely check that out if you want to. But otherwise, I appreciate you being here. A comment would make my day, so if you want to leave a comment, that'd be wonderful. Let me know what you thought of the reading. But yeah, hope to see you next time. Bye. Hello, my friends. So if you've chosen group number 3 here with spontaneous combustion, this is going to be a reading. So let us see the cards that you have. You have innocence and transform. So this particular card can actually speak of a spirit coming through that was a baby, actually. So we can find that if you've lost a child, a baby, or maybe a mother did, or there was like a lost child, a lost baby, maybe a miscarriage is an example too. We can see that spirit coming through. Okay, now again, like some of you of course will be watching this and you're like, no way. It could be a sibling that never made it, or you know what I mean? It can come out in different ways. I do feel though, specifically for some of you, this could be somebody who had problems as a baby, like health problems. Maybe they were born with something, like a condition of some kind, or something like that. We have that energy, and again, it's number 55, which is interesting. So I don't know if some of you might see 555 a lot. So yeah, the small spirit of a baby is coming through to you, and this could be living or past. Their message is that we don't know how much time any of us have left on this planet, and for some of us, it's much less than others. Their body may have been small, but their heart is huge and bursting with the deepest and purest unconditional love and adoration for you. They are peacefully sleeping and waiting for you. It's not goodbye. It is we'll meet again. Now, what's interesting is you have the transformation card, and it says, transformation happens in the dark. A caterpillar breaks itself down into a soup of cells before putting itself back together and emerging as a beautiful moth or butterfly. Pictured on the card is a gorgeous death's head hawk moth. The middle of that transformation is a gruesome sticky mess, but now the moth has wings, it can fly. We are supposed to change. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but we must grow. Our very cells crave it and push us towards this. So very interesting about change. It's time. Do you feel it? Everything is guiding you to the next level of transformation. The autumn of your life approaches. Let all that no longer serves you fall away with as much weight as a dead leaf. You are outgrowing your old self and making room for your higher self. Shed the skin without fear or judgment and allow yourself to be messy through this. So it says here, beings cannot help but progress. Any action you repeat, you will get better at. It's impossible not to get better, faster, more efficient with practice. Remind yourself of this whilst you practice. This card says if you feel like crap and you've been doing the work, this might just be your moment, that breakthrough period of change. Keep going. At the end of every dark night is a sunrise. No matter how long or dark that night feels, at some point the sun will come. This card also says that if you feel like crap and you haven't been doing the work, this is your invitation to get started now. The best time to plant a tree for that sweet fruit was 10 years ago, but the second best time is to start right now. So this is almost like a new beginning, trying something new. I'm getting that message strongly for you guys, but let's find out. So yeah, this is definitely an innocent spirit. Again, probably didn't have much of an existence, on this earthly plane, I'm guessing, for a lot of you. And like I said, some of you haven't lost haven't had a miscarriage or, a small child pass away, but it may have been like a sibling or something along that line, or, you know what I mean? She who stands, resolute, implacable, and determined. Valencia. And one more. Interesting. You need to get a plan of strategy. There's something that is on your mind. So maybe you're thinking of creating something, doing something. There's definitely a strong message to kind of like go for something. And it's so funny because it talks about the timing, like the best time is now. And it's almost like maybe you've been formulating, strategizing, overthinking something, devising it and revising it and blah, 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 blah. And maybe especially if you've been stuck in such a cycle where it's like you're thinking, planning, it's sort of like go for it. Surprise, discovery, revelation. Even the spirit alone kind of talks about that we don't know what our time is, how much time we have left. And it's almost like whatever this is, the timing is now, in the present. It's not somewhere off in the distance if you want to enjoy the results. So I feel like you guys are being urged to do something in your life, okay? We have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, anxiety plaguing you, worries, maybe overthinking things, can't really, and even sometimes you might think, oh, I'm just too late, I can't do this. I feel like this feeling in my chest and my stomach, like in this area there, and it's like that panic, sort of like, it's like anxiety. So I don't know if you guys are feeling anxious, but it's like, don't feel anxious about something. Whatever you're feeling anxious about, you should put some sort of effort out there, because I think that you'll actually find that there's really strong fruit to be picked in the future. Okay? That's what I feel like. Wow. And there'll definitely, for some of you, there's like strong financial gain, or, you know what I mean? Like somehow, whatever you're planning or thinking or devising in your head, whether it's going back to school, whether it's getting a degree, whether it's going into a certain business, or it's a certain creation, maybe buying a home as an example, or who knows, it can be a lot of different things for each of you, but this is like abundance. This is security. It leads to good places, okay? And I think you're overthinking something right now. We have marriage, occupation. Again, this could be marrying yourself to something new, like maybe a new job, a new, maybe this is working with a married partner, like a marriage partner, or maybe you'll find a marriage partner through work, or again, maybe there's some sort of aspect here of creating some sort of endeavor. What's interesting too about practice with occupation, it's almost like you guys could be even on the precipice of starting something that could end up becoming an occupation for you. And again, like practice, like it says, if you keep repeating something, you will get better. That's just the way it works. Like, and it's so funny because even myself, I've often found myself thinking like, oh, I'll never get better at this, or it's going to take forever. And it's just so funny because each time you do something, it gets better and better and better and better and better and better. And it's like there's a sort of like this continuation, like continue doing this thing, stay committed. And so for those of you that maybe aren't sure where you're going, but like maybe it's just about practicing something. I've been wanting to do pottery. Oh, I just dream of being like a potter, or or whatever. And like you don't know shit about pottery, as an example. You don't know diddly squat, as my mom would say. But it's like, well, tomorrow if you start it, you'll already kind of have some kind of experience, and you know what I mean. So it's almost like a get up and go type of message here. Like get your butt moving. Oh my God, my stomach is growling like crazy. I'm hungry. The Earth Fairy, physical health, grounding, and foundations. So you're building foundations, essentially. And I feel like you already have some foundation, but that's the whole thing. We have the Queen, woman, fertility, feminine power, sexuality, and friendships. Beautiful. Fertility. For some of you, of course, if you've lost a child, of course, this could be a message here coming through that you know that you will improve here. Maybe there will be like another, or you have the possibility for more fruitfulness or something like that. I will say that's maybe for some of you. And perhaps, of course, if it wasn't the right time, that there will be the right time. There's something here about your future. I feel like some strong, actually foundational energy coming through where it's like if you did this, you could actually build yourself quite a powerful position, like becoming the queen of your own life. Doesn't matter, king, queen, whatever. And you have a lot of power. That's really interesting. There's definitely this suggestion for you to go for something, to start doing something, to practice something, to, do it. Maybe some of you already have like all the knowledge and all the ability. It's just like jumping for it. Taking that leap, I'm going to take a different set of cards here for you. I was using the Secret Garden cards, but for this one I want the language of flowers. Any other further message before we finish the reading? Mexican Marigold, renewal, time to begin again, stronger and better. Stasis, adaptation, change will be better than you think. So you will adapt, you will be stronger, you will be better, things will improve. I wonder if you guys, some of you must be like wanting to do something, but you're like, I'll never get better, I'll never master this. It feels like whatever you're kind of like, whatever that is for you, it's like, no, you're going to totally master this, you're going to totally get better. And of course, if there are positive changes, I feel like you're coming into a very powerful part of your life as well. Where you will have sort of this like level of abundance around you. Let me see, what are you being protected from right now by the Spirit? We have official person, official false person, and child. Interesting. So we could find like scams, or perhaps if there has been somebody in your life who tried to act like a know-it-all, or like kind of falsely hiding behind sort of a very like respectable stance, sort of like taking you away from that situation or pulling you away for some of you. It's also protecting you generally from false people in life. So if you find that a lot of your connections are falling apart, or that there's like some sense of like that falling away, like people leave, or you've lost someone or from your life, or you've lost, like there's that energy of like a sweeping away of negative people, that's like definitely, there's new beginning vibes here. It's like to kind of help you get closer to new beginnings. And especially those that like, if anyone left your life and you thought, well, they seemed like real nice and stuff like that, like I don't even know what's going on here, there was something deceptive or not something that you could see about that situation. This Spirit definitely protects you, and also maybe your other children, or if by the way, your children, literally, possibly. It could be protecting your children, their siblings, or maybe it's their, nephews, nieces, etc. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be. In relation to this. But yeah. Or grandchildren or great-grandchildren, you know what I mean? If it's a relative who had a loss, as an example. But yeah. People who, as well, seem mature on the outside but are actually very childlike on the inside, in terms of, like, in a negative sense, like tantrums and stuff like that. Like, they may be protecting you from people who actually are, like, tantrum-prone individuals. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I'm just, because that child looks so sweet in the card, but it's almost like, those people that are, like, actually drama queens or difficult behind the scenes. They seem really nice on the surface, but behind it, they're actually, like, kind of, like, immature and just not great to be around at this stage in your life. Maybe, again, there's that shedding away, protecting you from those negative. But gosh dang it, like, really, guys, there's something ahead of you that you're nervous about, but it's, like, gonna lead to such great prosperity, is what I want to say. So I really, really hope this reading helped you. I hope it brought some sort of insight, and I wish you the very, very best. If you want to join membership, I love it. We have 3 different tiers here, and you get extra content with each tier. So if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome. And if you want to thank me for the video, of course, you can do super thanks, but a comment means the world to me. So if you want to let me know down below, did you resonate with this? Do you know who maybe this innocent soul could be? Oof, oof, dang it. I dropped the card. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Was it maybe also, and I think I mentioned this, but yeah, it could also be a child, someone who was born with a birth problem. Like, maybe there was a problem at birth, or a difficult birth or something too. Sorry, wanted to just relay that. But anyway, I wish you the very best, like I said, and I hope to see you all in the next reading, okay? Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you chose this last group here, group number 4, with everything and then some, this is going to be your reading. So let's see what kind of spirit is around you, or ancestor spirit. We'll see whether it's an ancestor spirit, whatever it comes through. Okay, so we have twins. Interesting. Number 56, and we have release tears, number 17. So I'm going to say something here. First of all, whoever's coming through, this was very, like, impactful to you. Okay, so you knew this person in life. Okay, so if you're choosing this, I mean, maybe for some of you it could be like a soul connection from a past life, maybe, or someone on the soul plane who didn't get to come on this earthly plane. But twins implies that it's not just one soul, but 2 that are joined for eternity. So very much like a soulmate kind of vibe. Okay, so twins are so much more than siblings. Their identities intertwined very closely. This card is not only for genetic twins, identical or non-identical, but it also describes anyone who you felt absolutely bonded to. This can be a friendship or any platonic or romantic relationship. So twin spirits meet you in this moment. Living or past either side of you, they happily sit and welcome you to play in their games of imaginary tea parties. They want you to know that you're not alone, even if you feel it. There are others out there who have been through similar situations to you. Find them online or in groups, talk and listen. Know that you're heard and accepted, because the community you find will hold space for you. So that's so interesting. It says here, in this world where people are becoming increasingly polarized, dare to reach out and connect. Once you begin talking, you'd be surprised at how much you have in common with people, even those with ideologies that seem so different from yours. Allow yourself to see parts of you reflected in another. Yes, it's scary to let your guard down at first and embrace that initial discomfort, but once you do, you'll begin to feel at home in the world again. For some of you, you may actually be encouraged to create a new friendship, or they're trying to send the right bond towards you, like maybe placing you with some sort of soul connection in their passing or their place. Okay, now again, twins, for some of you this may be literal. Maybe you guys had a twin that you know of, or maybe for some of you there was a twin in your family. We have definitely But again, like I said, this is like a very significant, deep connection, I feel, that you had with somebody. Whether it was a romantic connection, maybe even with twins, you know, we think of like the word twin flame. And I don't use that terminology, but it could have felt like that for some of you. That this person was very special to you, like a mirror image. She who surprises, surprise, discovery, and revelation. We have butterflies there. Some of you may actually receive messages from the spirit via butterflies. Maybe for some of you, there's a butterfly connection. We have she who whispers, Concessia, secrets, confessions, confidant. Maybe this person was, maybe there's some secrets here, or there's something quiet going on. Maybe this person was your confidant. Like you could tell them anything. It's like, and they would accept you. And that's very interesting. She who whispers. And in fact, actually, you may hear whispers from time to time. If you have, it's this one. It's this spirit. If you've heard a whisper or your name called or something, or you think you hear something, that's a confirmation for some of you that you're not crazy. This is a spirit. Okay? And it could be even surprising, like come out of nowhere type of thing. And maybe for some of you, this will actually happen rather quickly within the next week or two as well, as a sign, sort of a confirmation for you. Now, let's see. I also feel like this person may have actually had a secret life or a second part of themselves. Maybe they didn't exactly show everything to the outside world. Maybe they had a pretty good amount of surprises left behind some way. Like maybe you knew who they were, but other people didn't, or you knew aspects of them that other people didn't. The other thing too, if this is not, like say you have never experienced this, you know, and you're like, no way, I don't know anyone who fits this description. This may actually be an ancestor that you're very much like, okay, who maybe had a very difficult like death or something sad happen. And like the example I'll give you is like, I remember when I was like doing ancestral research and I started going through like old things, I found that my great-great-grandmother and I were quite similar. And we do even kind of resemble each other a bit, although I really look like my grandmother's sister who died she was 18. We look eerily similar. In fact, actually, maybe I'll show you guys in a minute. And she died in a car crash right after she got married. Anyway, and I do look like quite a bit like her, but it could be someone that you actually resemble a lot as well. Like if this is ancestral and maybe you didn't have, maybe they had a lot of tears to release in life, like maybe some sort of sad or tragic situation as well, okay? And for some of you, that surprise or that discovery or that revelation is that you may find out about this ancestor. I would dig into your genealogy if you are not understanding who this is. Like maybe you haven't lost anyone very, very significant like this. I would say actually the surprise is that there's an ancestor out there who maybe you don't even know yet of. And it's like when you discover them, you'll be like, whoa, we look alike, or we have very similar interests. Like maybe they were a teacher and you're a teacher, or, you know, this sort of thing. In fact, like I told you, like really, I had such a situation before with myself even. Let me grab my book. I want to read the Release Tears card. I know that's definitely about, and again, if you're going through like a harrowing time, a difficult time in your life, the spirits around you for that, okay? Oh my goodness, I totally got interrupted in this reading, and that's kind of funny because I feel like this spirit probably comes to you in very surprising ways. Perhaps even through interruptions, but it's like very quiet and like maybe you don't even realize it. But the spirit here is definitely through the difficult times, for sure. We'll talk more about the Release Tears card, but the frog, cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage. Number 14. Oof. Maybe there are some things that they would wish to clear up with you. Maybe some sort of baggage that, oh, we have the wounded human ego. Some of you may actually, with this one, feel maybe there were some things that didn't go well at some point, or maybe there were certain things that were said on your end or their end that you wished maybe you could take it back. And it doesn't mean that it was like necessarily a bad, like, you know what I mean? Because every relationship, every connection can have ups and downs. And it's like maybe sometimes if your mind falls to like the downs, like, oh, I said that, I couldn't, or they said this and that kind of hurt me or whatever. It's sort of like this desire for them to release that baggage. With release tears as well, I want to talk about the card that was back here, the release tears. So this is like a Three of Swords type of card, okay? It says that they're ready and here to hold space for you when you need to let your guard down and let all the feels out. If things are great, then they will celebrate with you. If things are crappy, then they'll hold space with and hold you. Trust them and lean into them and you'll be okay. This card isn't predicting future sadness, by the way. Instead, it's asking you to feel your current feelings fully and don't bottle them up. And it says here that sometimes we need to have a really good cry. Tears can be a wonderful release of emotions. As much as we try to hold them in, expressing our feelings leads us to overcoming the grief we feel. Crying is not your breaking, it's your making. It unlocks our minds, and afterward, we often find clarity and can make a plan. Releasing your emotions may not look like crying for you. It may be expressing anger with practicing martial arts, expressing sadness or loneliness with singing. Whatever it is, simply let the emotion roll out of you. It won't break you. It's an essential release, okay? So there's this message of like, hey, don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to let your emotions out. Don't hold back, and know that when you do that, they're with you through the ups, the downs, through the good and the bad. But I do feel like, yeah, for some of you, there is this desire to like release some sort of emotional baggage. Like they want you to let go of maybe something that they said out of ego, or when their feelings were hurt, or vice versa. Maybe both of you have said things and you're like, damn it, I wish I wouldn't have said that. We have the Queen of Wands. Again, maybe sort of like a heated, a heated sort of thing here. The Queen of Wands can be quite like reactive. We have the Three of Wands and the Hierophant as well. There could have been a moment of like expertise where someone was trying to be an expert or talk about expert stuff and came off wrong, perhaps. Maybe someone said the other was more inexperienced or something. I don't know. If these are specific, I'm sorry. Okay, let's see here. What message is coming through? Okay, what do they protect you from? What do they protect you from? A woman. So this could be a woman in a friendship group or a community. We could see women around you. It's weird. We have a woman. Like, what are they protecting you from? A woman or like a female, someone feminine. So I feel like there must be someone feminine in your life that they actually perhaps have made some judgments about and sort of protect you from the situation. This could be trying to remove certain people from your life in order for you to find a better community, as an example. This is interesting because they're protecting you from a person. So do you guys know of like a woman in your life that they might want to protect you from? You're safe from harm. They're shielding you from some sort of harm from someone. Interesting. It says here, yeah, the winds of change. Your surroundings will undergo transition. If you have had a woman kind of disappear from your life, leave your life in some way, or hold back, pull back, know that that's sort of something that was actually a protection thing. We have fire. Reckless actions lead to conflict. Again, maybe this person's a bit reckless, or something happened recklessly. Maybe there was a conflict or something like that, and they're trying to protect you from that. They're on your side, or they're somehow looking out for you in the situation. That's really interesting. I wonder how many people that's going to resonate with. Let me know if it does. Sorry, I'm like, I'm doing yoga moves under my camera thing to get a different deck. I want to use this one, the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette. I didn't use it for the other group, so it wasn't really in my grasp. Okay, tell me more. Anything about what message there is? Lizard spirit, dream the world into being. If you've been seeing lizards, this could be a sign. That's so weird. I've been seeing a lot of lizards myself, actually. Number 38, dream the world into being. For some of you, this might be that there will be improvement Because actually, if I think about it myself, this is a sign for me in a way that I can share with you. Not 38, I'm 37. So next year I'll be 38. I feel like for a lot of you, there are actually a lot of dreams that can be accomplished and succeeded through by next year or in the next year, okay? I'm taking that as my own kind of sign for you to share. We have Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. So creating solid foundations to your dream world or to your dream life. I love beavers. They're so stinking cute. And it says here, Pig Spirit, use your mind wisely. Make sure that you're investing your thoughts into the right things, that you're not, pigs, they like to eat garbage or bad stuff like slops. And it's like, but they can also eat something fancy too. So what are you ingesting into you? Are you ingesting a bunch of bullshit, or are you ingesting things that are, going to feed your mind in a healthy way? And that's one thing I want to pass on here is it's like use your mind wisely in terms of what you're kind of digesting, what you're taking in is one thing I'm getting. And there's one more deck I want to use that's a little bit different. Sorry. Too intuitive with this one. I'm like, just changing up my cards here. Okay, I want to use the Halloween Oracle. Let's go. Let me just see. What message do you have for those that chose good number 4? The Spirit. Owl. Wise seeing, wise action. So owls, of course, could be a sign as well. And let's see. It can talk about, should the hooting owl come looking for you this Halloween, it indicates need for wise counsel or further information before you make a decision. Considered action is warranted. Think before you act emotionally and ensure that you strategically think and not impulsively think, okay? So, wise seeing, wise actions, silent, winged, and wise, all-seeing creature of the night, show me the way, I will follow you in flight. And first of all, I think that, if you've kind of wondered if this person, this spirit, sees what's going on, yeah, they do. They are all seeing, they're kind of all knowing, they know what's going on, they're aware. And that's partially, I think, why they are invested in taking care of certain situations. And again, it's kind of funny because that use your mind wisely and the fire card here. So just be careful of acting irrationally or rashly. Actually in the coming months here, we're going to be having a Mars retrograde that's going to last quite a while too. Now this is a timeless reading, of course, so we're not like, necessarily, maybe that will be past by the time you see this, but still, it could be that our emotion, our emotion can get out of whack then. So just be careful there on, oh my God, that's so weird. I just decided to pick this up. I felt like I'm going to pick up the Harry Potter deck and look what was on the bottom. The ones that love us never really leave us, and you can always find them in here. Do you have someone with whom you keep dear in your heart? How does their memory touch the way that you live your life? Wow, that's so weird. It's like, I don't know why I just picked it up, and then I looked down at that. So yeah, totally a sign. This spirit's very much with you throughout your life. And through the ups and the downs, for sure. So, yeah, let's see here. And I think that's also kind of like, oh my goodness. Okay, we have moth orchid. So communication, listen and speak with greater care. Of course, that could be like watching your words, making sure you're not too reactive, being gentle, that sort of thing. We also have slowing down. The pace must abate before it's too late. So yeah, I would say for some reason it's like, don't be too like, I don't know if you're feeling more reactive or if you will in the coming few days or something like that. This could be like a heads up, hey, watch out, because you could say something you don't mean or, react in a strong way. But it's also about like maybe slowing down your mind, focusing. If you do find that your thoughts are very scattered, it might be like slowing down. Don't miss out on opportunities because you're kind of like, again, use your mind wisely. Make sure that you're not like just gobbling up all the wrong things. Awareness, wake up, roll the clouds away and look. That's so weird. So they're definitely trying to get your attention. Okay, the spirit definitely wants your damn attention. Okay, hold on. Let's do a little bit more. I'm gonna get some of these. Okay, we have, ooh, interesting. So we have the eye and the crossroads. Let me get one more here. Let me just, and the scythe. So the scythe, of course, cuts things out, harvests. You're going to have to make a decision soon. Also, watch out for, what is this eye about? Someone has their eyes on you. Who has the eyes? Watch out for evil eye sometimes. And I'm not one of those people that likes to say this type of shit, but I don't want to like fill you up with that. But you may have certain people around you that kind of have their eye on you, kind of jealous a little bit, looking, especially if you've had any sort of good luck lately or positive changes. Watch out for people like that. Cut them out of your life if you start to sense that maybe they aren't exactly going in the same direction as you. Be careful on that. What else? What about the direction? Like the crossroads. We're coming. The crossroads. Don't miss out on opportunities. That's one thing. I feel like some of you actually, it's sort of a warning because I feel like it's like if you could miss out on something, or, and I'm not saying that right now, I don't want to panic you and think like, oh, you know, you're screwing up right now. You're not. I feel like that there will be some sort of decision in the future. And in fact, actually, if you remove this negative energy, actually, it might help you make some sharper decisions, actually, that will lead you to prosperity in some way. Like, because maybe somehow your mind gets cluttered with stuff that isn't really useful to you in your journey. And just be careful of that, okay? Particularly. And I would also, yeah, that's what I feel. Okay, any other message here? This spirit's with you right at this very moment, like watching this along with you. Taraz, now awareness and acceptance. And then we have she who yearns, longing for and pining. This spirit's literally with you right now, watching you, wishing that they could, like, you know, give you a hug or be with you, you know, in some way. Okay, so there's definitely that message coming through. Wow, this is some more, I feel like the spirit came stronger on this one than the other groups, for sure. You guys chose a stronger. I'm guessing that the bond between you and the spirit is quite strong, even if you're not aware of it. We have she who dreams, Isra, escape dreams and fantasy. So maybe there's like a daydreamy vibe. And we have justice, fierce, and commitment. Yeah, this is one that will fight for you, this spirit. They'll fight for you. They are very committed. They'll go to battle for you, that sort of thing. Some of you may dream about them too, by the way, I was going to say, based on that previous message. Well, I think I might stop now. I probably should. Let's see. Any other, just last message? The Water Fairy, number 28. And the Serpent, knowledge and healing. So if you've been seeing snakes, of course this could be a message for you. Owls, snakes, pigs. We had beavers. We had butterflies, I remember. And lizards, I think, as well. All these sorts of things could be signs. Healing from shedding your skin, new stories. I feel like the other thing with the serpent, of course, we can talk about, like, you know, toxic situations, again, with that sort of, like, energies, like that you may be soaking up other people's energies easily. Your feelings and emotions might be quite porous sometimes. Protect yourself from that. Know how to kind of avoid it. Be sly like the snake, that sort of thing. This could be about keeping things to yourself, or kind of being off on your own, okay, a little bit. Like a little bit solo, but not in a sense of like you just don't talk to anyone, but maybe there's selection here, cutting out the people that you know don't really serve your direction. And that's not to say that you have to have the same path with everyone. That's not what I mean by that. It's not what the Spirit means by that. It's more like hindering people that hinder purposely, that sort of thing. Anyway, I really, 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 really hope that this reading was helpful and insightful. Let me know in the comments below if you resonated. And, if you didn't by chance, of course, you're welcome to choose one of the other groups. Like I always say, pick a card readings are meant to be an intuitive practice on your end. You know what I mean? I'm reading these cards, I'm gathering a message, and, that's how people find it, is through their intuition. They know their message, they go to it, that sort of thing. So it's kind of like an spiritual interaction between us. And hopefully I was able to tap into the people that really needed to hear this message and provide that message. So if you want to, you are more than welcome to join up my community. I do have membership now here on YouTube. It's kind of like a Patreon style thing where you can join up and you get extra content. So there are personal readings, and on tier 3 you can get a personal reading with me every month, but on tier 2 and tier 3 you get exclusive pick a card videos and lots that you can make requests and stuff, and I honor those. And as well, for $2.99 on the first tier you can get just like loyalty badges and emojis, but all tiers get that. But anyway, go check it out. All the information's there. And I just wish you all the very, very best. I'd love it if you left me a comment, like, subscribe if you want, and I just send you lots of blessings and love, and take care. Bye-bye.